Welcome back, everybody, to Hogboss Pickleball. I'm excited to be able to post another video. It's been a while since we've had a video, and hopefully soon we'll continue the journey from the paddles of the past. I've been doing this journey for a while, hoping to continue it, but today I'm excited because I'm able to record a video with my brother Jordan, which we haven't been able to do much pickleball stuff since he's moved. So we're trying to do this over Zoom. There was a few sound issues, a few video issues, but this is our first attempt at a video like this. So I hope you enjoy. He also has a YouTube channel called Jordanplayspickle. Be sure to follow it. But I'm gonna let him explain kind of what we're doing today. And I'm really excited for this video. I'm really excited for you guys to be here and joining us in this journey.
How's it going, guys? It's Jordan Pickle, and I'm joined by my brother Isaiah, and we're here for pure, unadulterated content, baby. We need some videos, we need some views, and we want to engage with each and every one of you guys out there in the comments. What are we talking about today, Isaiah? What do we got going on?
Pickleball.
Pickleball, very good. And paddles, in fact.
Oh yeah. Paddles are also pickleball.
I don't know if you guys have played pickleball, but when you do, you have to grab a paddle, and the second you pick that paddle up, unbeknownst to you, you are being judged by each and every person on the court, whether or not you're
Definitely
a goofball or a pro. Yeah, definitely Isaiah. And so over the years, these paddle companies have kept flying closer and closer and closer to the sun, trying to make the perfect paddle. And we've racked up a few that have been kind of controversial, to say the least. So I thought it'd be fun to rank our favorite illegal paddles, if you will. I'll start us off right here at the bottom of my list. We have the Legacy Pro, which I think Isaiah, yeah, you got one too. Isaiah, why don't you talk about this paddle?
Beautiful. I've actually done a video on this before. This paddle single-handedly ruined my game of pickleball for a very long time when I started playing.
It was rough.
Because I thought all pickleball was hitting the ball as hard as you can. And it was because of this paddle that I did that.
I remember we both had this paddle right before a tournament, and we just got it, and we were super excited to play with it because it hit so much harder. And I think both of us switched back to the Vatic Pro, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because the more we played with it, the more we realized we just suck with that amount of power that early in our pickleball career. So in some ways, this was a blessing in disguise, I feel like, because we ended up doing pretty good in the tournament. We got second. And I don't think we would have made it out of the draws had we played with the Legacy.
But it is one of my favorite paddles I've ever used because of how much power it has. Been chasing the power of this paddle for my whole pickleball career.
Oh man. And this was the first paddle where we learned all about thermal forming going wrong. We learned about all of the deflection tests, core crushing, all of those things.
With this paddle.
I mean, I don't think you can hear it, but this is a pretty crunchy boy in certain parts. So I think that even though it's not illegal, it still counts, because this is the first time I picked up a paddle and I was like, I don't know if this is really fair use anymore. I gotta go with this paddle that you do not have anymore, the Perseus.
That was my favorite paddle ever.
I really wish this was higher on the list, and I could have put it higher on the list, but there's so many good illegal paddles. If you guys haven't played with illegal paddles, they're a ton of fun. They don't necessarily make you great at pickleball, but they're a ton of fun. I put this one lower than its brother, the Mod TA, because my grit is super inconsistent. Like this side, super gritty. This side, very ungritty. So
I like that paddle more than the Mod, personally.
I mean,
that is my favorite.
It looks great.
My favorite illegal paddle.
Dang, so this is coming in number 1 for you? And number
that's my favorite illegal paddle.
I think 5 for me. Yeah, this paddle's great.
I think the only paddle I'd like more than that is if I would have bought that solid foam Hugh Def paddle.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't buy it, but that would have been my favorite paddle.
Yeah, what to say about the Perseus? These paddles were everywhere. Still are.
Had illegal power and illegal spin.
Yeah, everything about it was illegal. The spin was what I thought initially was the reason it got delisted, because, like I said, one side of this paddle was super gritty. And when I hit with that, it felt like there wasn't a ball I couldn't dip. It was insane. It wasn't consistent. If this was one of the more consistent models, it'd be much higher on the list.
I think you just didn't play with it enough to make it consistent, because once I broke it in, it was pretty consistent.
I think you're the only person who thinks that. Great terrible paddle here. Coming in at number 4 or 5 for me. Do you have any other mentions on your list?
No, I'm just rolling with the punches.
I'm gonna put a shout out paddle in the middle because I made a video about this. I don't think it's illegal, but I know that we were not sure. So I was gonna make a video, then I didn't make a video. A company called Pickleball sent me this guy, and it's the weirdest looking paddle of all time. I have
not played with that one.
It's 13 millimeter. We're gonna go over this one really quick. Similar foam design, and it's really quiet was like their thing, but really it just is a really deep sound. And it plays like a small gearbox. So it's very interesting, but it's kind of heavy. I played with this in league for a period. I got second place in that as well. But I really like this paddle. I don't think anyone else has this paddle. I think a lot of reviewers got rid of this paddle because it never really came to light, but it was fun. Fun while it lasted. Coming in next for me, I have a toss-up right here. I don't know which one to pick. It could go either way. We're gonna go with...
I can tell you, yep.
The Gearbox.
This boy. The beautiful paddle himself.
Oh my goodness, I love the Gearbox. I don't care who says...
I honestly, so this paddle, I thought because of how powerful it is, it would be my favorite singles paddle ever. I actually don't like this in singles.
It's hard.
But I love it. I love it in doubles. It's really hard to use in singles. You can't make any shots with this at all. Like, you can't aim where you're hitting. You just hit it really hard. There's not a lot of shot making with it.
You know, a lot of people think you should have a pure control paddle when you're starting out of pickleball. And I wouldn't argue that. But I would say that having a paddle that hits hard when you're doing nothing is also arguably hard to play with. Again, I agree with you. I thought I'd love this for singles, and I realized sometimes in singles you're just extended a lot and you have to hit a desperate shot, and then that desperate shot hits the back wall with this paddle.
Yeah.
So it's not great for singles in the way that I thought it would be. I'm not Chris Hayworth. I can't just like rein this bad boy in. But I did like it for doubles. I made a video about this that some people disagreed with, where I said this was my main paddle for like a long minute, and it was. For a long minute, I loved this paddle until I'm sure you felt the similar thing. After a few months of using this as your main paddle, it just kept getting hotter to the point where it was really hard to even control.
Here's the thing though, and again, this may be controversial, I think this paddle is one of the best dinking paddles because it's so effortless. When you're dinking, you don't have to do anything with it. And so it's just, I love it so much. And the sound it makes when you hit with it.
It sounds so good. I wish there was a technology that would just carry over
heavenly.
The Gen 3 sound. That was one of the points I made. I wouldn't say it was effortless, but I will say that it felt like any other paddle that I'd used. Yeah. So it was very unique. And once you learned how to dink with it, you could keep it up pretty easily. But my drives and my returns got really hard once this thing started to heat up. So as much as I love this, we're gonna have you in at number 3. Number 2, technically illegal right now. We've got the mod.
Yeah, buddy. We love the mod.
We love the mod. I still see these all over the place. And every time I do, I have to mentally prepare for it.
This one's right up there with the Gen 3.
I mean, is it any different? The only reason it's higher on my list is that mine has good grit on both sides, unlike my Gen 3. Man, do you have any problems with this paddle at all?
No, it is so good. I had to quit playing with it because it's getting banned. So I had to learn how to play with a different paddle, but it's just good at everything it does. Mine is definitely more broken than yours. We could tell by the sound it was making last time we played. But it hits so hard and it's so easy to make any shot with it. And like even just like creating shots and placement with it is so easy that it's hard to beat. But
Yeah.
it's the same reason I like the Gen 3 too. It has a few illegal opponents.
Yeah,
to
I don't
make it
know.
really good.
I don't know if it's good for the game, and I don't think it has durability necessarily.
Good for my game.
But it sure is fun to play with. I haven't done it, but I still have this in my bag. And every once in a while, I'm tempted to bring it out when I'm not playing.
Yeah,
great.
this is definitely still in my bag too.
Yeah,
not
so
illegal,
Joola,
not illegal,
not illegal
until July.
But Joola, we're excited for the 4S. We are kind of disappointed in you as a company, though, just because there's been a lot of different testing, and a lot of things that are kind of iffy.
Only thing I'm disappointed in is they gave me a taste of the good life
Yeah,
and then took it away from me.
Have a taste, you suckers. Oh man,
that's what I'm mad about.
Joola Mod TA 15 coming in at number 2. And my number 1, my most controversial video of all time, because it took me a good 2 months longer than anyone else to break this paddle. We have the Vatic Oni.
The Oni itself.
Isaiah,
Such
you played with the Oni
paddle. I've only played with it twice.
What were your thoughts on those 2 times, though? Pretty good, huh?
Very fun. I think I won both singles games I played with it.
This paddle was, oh man, if it wasn't for the fact that it warped like a, it was so good. It was powerful, but not nearly as powerful as the other Gen 3s. So it was usable in both doubles and singles. It was unique technology. We learned that unique is not always good, but it was unique technology. And I didn't break it for a long time. So it took me a lot longer to break it.
A lot of people broke it within a couple days.
Yeah, a lot of people broke it right away. I had been playing with other Gen 3 paddles, so I was hitting a lot like softer already, and was utilizing kind of a flick drive a lot more than I do now, obviously, playing with the Saga as my main currently. And so it took me a while to break this, and I was gonna update it, weekly, but it took so long to break, I was kind of embarrassed, so I didn't update it. But yeah, after about 3 months, it did start to feel a little bit of what people were saying, and now you can kind of see a little bit of that inconsistency. But I mean, it looks great. It played really good. It just was
a lot of fun.
It was too close to the sun.
It's a lot of fun.
And that's the problem with a lot of these paddles, is a lot of them are first generation technology. And instead of testing them in a lab, they test them on suckers like you and me. And we do it over and over again because we love the sport and we got to try things before. One contender I didn't get to add to this list is the Ripple. I was gonna get one, and then it got banned before they even sent it to me. So I don't think I will ever get a Ripple. I don't think Rhombus likes me because I think they watched my old videos where I critiqued their logo. But
that's tough.
Man, what do you have to say about technology that flies so close to the sun that it might be with an illegal paddle 2 weeks later? What are your thoughts?
It's my favorite thing. I love illegal things. I think it's cool because we kind of got into pickleball right as they were starting to experiment with stuff. Mm-hmm. And so we've been able to see a lot of the illegal stuff, but like the technology that has come from it and the ideas that have come from it. So I think it's just annoying when you buy something and then you start using it and get used to it and then it's banned. So it's annoying. Yeah. But at the same time, some of my favorite paddles I've ever used are illegal because how fun they were and how much stuff you can do with them.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I think it's really cool to be where the sport is. And I could be wrong because I don't play tennis or any other racket sports that much. But I feel like for me, what you play with matters more than any other sport I've experienced. So it's kind of fun that you can play drastically different to your liking based on what's available. But the lesson I've kind of learned, even as a reviewer, is unless it's very, very enticing technology-wise, as a consumer, it might be wise to wait one generation,
Especially when you're not like, this isn't your main job, is pickleball.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh, I'm using my money, and then, oh, I got cooked.
Yeah, exactly. So all that to say, I think we're in like a cool spot where you get like a lot of good options right now. Vatic is one of my favorite options, offering a really powerful paddle that's Gen 1.5, super cooked in, well done. Thermoform paddles have kind of peaked, I feel like. They're not breaking like they used to, and they're starting to use foam in a good way, I feel like.
Talking about Vatic too, like the most consistent paddle that has been my main paddle has been a Vatic. Like I jump all over the place. I have a ton of paddles, but I always seem to go back to whatever Vatic is doing. And it's the easiest one to tell people to get because it's cheap too.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is like just play with a paddle you're comfortable with. I know Vatic is one that you come to a lot. I've loved the bread and butter paddles. I haven't really had any durability issues with them.
Yep.
So I think like even when you look at like paddle companies, that's another like sign is like how much they care about what they produce. Selkirk is not my favorite paddle company, but I've never heard anyone complain that their Selkirk broke. So
yeah,
you know,
I've never really used Selkirk, but I know people love, like people who use Selkirk love their Selkirks. I love my Joolas. The only issue I've had is them getting banned.
They just keep getting banned and breaking after
but I
a
love
couple
like
months.
every Joola paddle I've had, I've loved.
So yeah, I think the main thing is just find something you like, find a company that believes in their product or at least has good customer service, because unfortunately you might have to use it, and when you do, don't get stuck trying to trade in a Joola for 6 months like me and then just sticking with it.
Sometimes just buy an illegal Joola and have
get
a
them
lot
really
of fun
cheap
with it for a little bit.
But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? Overall, let us know in the comments. You a fan of illegal paddles? Are you mad that they're making the sport wussy again? Let us know.
I like illegal paddles.
Yeah.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, discuss in the comments, like, subscribe, as well as let us know what your favorite paddle is right now and why. And if we see you in real life, we'll school you. We'll smoke you.
Use Jordan's pickleball codes. They're really good.
This is what I do.
Gives him money so he can make more videos.
I've got a boy. Feed me. All right. We'll see you guys.